To be brutally honest, unlike many, we here at Motor haven't been the biggest fans of the Toyota GR Yaris. Good car, no doubt. But the second coming, the best thing since sliced bread? Nah. I'll explain why shortly, but part of the reason is that until now, Australia hasn't had access to the real GR Yaris, the proper version, the Rallye. The Rallye, or Circuit Pack as it's known overseas, is identical in terms of power and torque, but it adds a few key mechanical upgrades which are hopefully the missing pieces of the GR Yaris puzzle. The visible things are the lighter forged alloy wheels and Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tyres, which replace the standard car's Dunlops. But tucked away out of sight is stiffer suspension and a pair of Torsen limited slip differentials, one at either end. These extra bits lift the price of the Rallye to $54,500 before on-road costs. But the real question is, do they make any difference? To find out, we're going to do a very simple test. We'll complete a lap of the Bryant Park hill climb track in each car and find out if the Rallye's faster, and if so, by how much. It probably sounds like I've got a bit of a downer on the GR Yaris, and that's not necessarily the case because there is a lot to like. This 1.6 litre turbo 3-pot is just flat out amazing. It revs to 7,000 RPM, has plenty of mid-range torque, and the response is unbelievable for such a small engine. The suspension has also got a good balance between ride comfort and body control, and the brakes are awesome. GR Yaris only weighs 1,280 kilograms, but the front brakes are actually bigger than those on the Supra. But there's always a but. Actually, there's a caveat. If you bought one of these at the initial offer of $39,950 drive away, then good work. That is a bargain. However, now it's $49,500 RRP, so about 55 grand drive away, and that is a bit of an issue. Trouble is, as a car, the GR Yaris is pretty flawed. The boot is tiny, just 141 litres. The back seats are pretty useless, although if you fold them down, it kind of turns into this cool little van. It's pretty well equipped, and the steering wheel and the gear knob are covered in this nice leather, but the rest of the interior is full of these hard, scratchy plastics that just feel really cheap. Now, all of that wouldn't matter one bit if the driving experience was transcendent. All sins would be forgiven, but it's not even close. As I mentioned, there are good bits, but as a whole, it's let down by its handling balance. It just doesn't want to turn. The front tyres always give up earlier than you think they're going to, and the adjustable all-wheel drive system doesn't really deliver on its promise. So I'm in the 30/70 Sport split at the moment, front to rear, and yet if I give it the gas out of this corner, it just power understeers, and you always get sort of inside wheel spin because too much power is sent to the front. There we go. It just saps all the fun out of it because you have to slow the car down so much to make an apex. Hopefully this is something that the Rallye will fix. Wow, wow, wow. It becomes apparent from the first corner you take at speed that the Rallye is a whole different kettle of turbocharged fish. It just handles completely differently to the standard car, and for the better. Okay, so maybe that's a bit of hyperbole as it's still front biased, but there's not only much more front grip, it gives the options to fix the situation should the grip run out. This gives you the confidence to commit to corners, safe in the knowledge that the front isn't just going to wash off the track. This extra grip allows you to bring the rear into play, and once you get back on the throttle, there's so much more traction. The car going pretty much where you want it rather than just washing wide. And if you do overcommit to a corner, a sharp lift of the throttle abruptly tightens your line, and this all just helps you get out of a corner faster. All the good bits of the base GR Yaris are still here. Awesome engine, fantastic brakes, accurate steering. I'm even getting used to the elevated driving position. But the Rallye is just so much more fun, and I'll be amazed if it isn't quicker against the clock as well. So let's find out, shall we? Before we get to the lap times, let's compare the two cars' corner speeds. This is the Bryant Park circuit, 1,400 metres, 15 turns, and we're going to take a closer look at three very different left-hand corners. The first, turn 5, is a fast sweeper. The second, turn 11, is tighter with a downhill approach and uphill exit, while the third, turn 14, is long, slow and has 2 apexes. Thanks to satellite VBox data, we have the exact apex speeds each car managed, and by comparing the slow-mo footage, we can see the difference this makes. In our quick turn 5, the standard GR Yaris managed 76.92 kilometres an hour, whereas the Rallye was 78.8 kilometres an hour. That might not sound like much, but if we pause the footage, you can see the Rallye scores almost half a car advantage in this one corner. It's a similar story through turn 11. You really have to slow the standard GR down to make the corner with a 52.83 km an hour apex speed, whereas the Rallye scoots through at 60.09 k's an hour. Again, over the course of only a few metres, the Rallye edges ahead. Last but not least, turn 14. It's one of the slowest turns on the track, the standard GR posting 46.92 km an hour compared to the Rallye's 48.84. But this small on-paper difference translates to another half car length in the space of one corner. Now let's start the stopwatch. And we're over the line. I go back to second in the Rallye for the first corner because it has better traction, and 3 corners in, it's already jumped ahead. Down the hill, the two are quite similar, but the Rallye gives the driver more confidence, which helps you carry more speed. Over the hump, hard on the brakes, and you can see the Rallye has really stretched its lead. Through this tight section, the diffs provide much better traction, and as we crest this hill, we can see that the Rallye is now this entire ripple strip in front. This is a tricky section with some oversteer on entry in the Rallye, whereas the standard GR struggles with turn-in and traction. By the braking point at the end of the back straight, it's clear that this is a one-sided affair, the Rallye now being basically the entire length of the straight in front. Through this final section, the Rallye is much more accurate. It's not just quicker mid-corner, but it's quicker into and out of corners, so it spends a lot less time at its minimum speed. As we complete the laps, well, the difference is obvious, with a crushing victory for the Rallye. It's a massive 3.4 seconds quicker in just over a minute of driving. By now, you've probably realised that the answer to our original question, do the Rallye mods make a difference, is a resounding yes. It's more entertaining, much more capable, and absolutely worth the extra spend. It feels like the car the GR Yaris was always meant to be.